Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up and what's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody. Welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you for being in here. Shout out to those that make it in bright and early. Shout out to the early bird squad. Those that make it in bright and early. Drop a comment, hopefully a like and all that good stuff before you can get things started. Shout out to GD. Shout out to GD. Says good evening. Good evening to the chat. Demac the Trucker says, what's good, Brother Bernard? Shout out to M. Perry, who says, responding to the title, it says, every man, last one of us, want to deal with a virgin. We're about to be getting into that one. Should be joined by guests momentarily. But he says every man wants to deal with a virgin. Well, do you really? I mean, you want a virgin that's ready to go right now. You want a virgin that's ready to not be a virgin. You want a virgin that's ready to not be a virgin for you right now. You want that? But I don't know if you really want to deal with a virgin. Whatever was going on in her mind, in her head, or in her spirituality, her self journey within herself that has her walking that path of being a virgin. Do you really even want to take the time? Do you want to go through that journey? Well, yeah, you want it now because you believe that sex with a virgin feels good. I never had sex with a virgin. I heard it was awful. That's what they say. Leo Anthony in the building. Shout out to you. Too cool for school in the building. He says, no hymen, no diamond. What up, B? I hope to see GC. Peace. Yeah, GC's supposed to be in the building. Yeah.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
All right, yeah. Cut the music. Too damn snazzy says, what up, BR? Leo Anthony, GD in the building. What's going on? Only one person thus far has made it, and that's Brenda. Welcome aboard. I don't got my headsets on. Hold on.
Thank you.
What's going on, Brenda? What's going on?
Nothing much. Been MIA for a bit. but
Oh
I'm
no,
back.
that's okay. No, the whole night show be MIA. It be on
Yeah.
again, off again. But no, I'm trying to stay consistent with it. I'm going to do the night show, even if it's just here. It's supposed to be a group show, panel show, all of that. Even if nobody freaking shows up, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So we're about to be getting into this whole topic of no man wanting to deal with aversion. I mean, and I titled it sort of provocatively, and I'm expecting a Game Changer to be here because he has his theories on aversion, dealing with a woman being a virgin. He has his theories on that. So we're gonna be getting into that. We're gonna be getting into that. But just first things first, overall, what's your general takeaway on the notion a grown, full grown ass virgin, very few of them, walking around in today's market, she's saving it.
Hmm. So,
What's your take on it? What do you? Well, I guess just give your take on it from right there, because I can't wait.
yeah.
I'm ready for the dudes to get here so I can ask them their perspective
Yeah.
on it. But go
I
ahead.
think and so this is kind of hard depending on what kind of lens I want to look at it. Like I guess religious type of lens, it will be like the purest out of the purest. At least your kid will be your kid for men. But whenever it comes to I think it's really hard to find virgins. But whenever you do, the question becomes, are you ready with what comes after that? Like, because if they're saving it, that means they're very serious. And so when they're serious, they're going to be very obsessive. So
What do you mean by obsessive?
okay, so the attachment to one. So because it's the very first time that they ever tasted, I guess you can say, and if they're not married, I mean, if they're saving it, they're planning to get married or whatnot. So they know this is it. But if you decide not to continue with them, I think they would definitely burn your place down. They would just make your life miserable. So that's why, in my opinion, men don't necessarily want to marry virgins. But if they do, it's based on the religious.
Yeah, I ain't saying nothing about. I didn't
Yeah.
say marry.
No,
I didn't say marry. I'm
it's
saying the typical guy. See, this is the angle I was taking. To see,
yeah.
titles are
They don't
deliberately
want to.
vague.
Mhm.
And I said don't want to deal with the virgin, I'm not talking about what Dolomite is talking about here. I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Only fools that don't know any better push that foolishness, since they never had one. That's where the teacher part kicks in to teach her.
It
Yeah.
depends how
No,
patient they are. Or how
no,
patient the guy is going to
I
be.
get. No, yeah, I get that. I get that. If you messing with a chick, she a virgin, it's her first time. Yeah, some things, it's gonna be a learning curve. I get that 100%. That ain't really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the average single man in today's world. If he actually encounters an actual virgin, it's a lot of make believe virgins out there. It's a lot of those Christian virgins. You know about those
Born
ones, right?
again.
No. The Christian virgins, that those that they, that they got, it's two other holes that they use, and the one that counts for their virginity, that one stays unscathed, but the other ones get used.
Gets used
I
up.
ain't even talking about them. I'm talking about, let's just say, an actual virgin. Most dudes don't want to go through that process of, if she's hell-bent on staying a virgin. I think there's a high percentage of dudes that don't even want to fool with it, don't even want to go through that process. Ain't about to be going through no long, tedious, we about to try to work towards being together forever. I think it's a lot of dudes who ain't necessarily with that up into a certain point, or up into a certain age. Up until a certain age, a dude ain't technically normally not thinking about just being with one chick until he get to a point where he's at a certain age or a certain point in his life. He meet a virgin then, and he's 35, then yeah, that's a whole different thing. But the majority of the time, some dude in his 20s, he meet a virgin, she talking about waiting to marriage. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. But what I got on deck, I'm about to roll a clip. From this actually came, well, BGS isn't going to be talking here, but he it's a clip that he played on his stream. It's a clip that he played on his stream. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. But all right, before I roll it, and once again, shout out to Too Cool for School. Do appreciate you being in the building. Dropping that super chat on it. Do appreciate that. All right, I'm about to roll this clip. Let's go. Okay, let's skip this intro. Okay.
Hi, I learn something new every day. Yesterday, or it was the day before, a woman shared a tweet that when women have sex, they release oxytocin, which bonds them to their partner who they're having sex with. And the more men that they have sex with, the less amount of oxytocin is produced, thus the less bonding that comes with sex. So if they've had sex with multiple partners before marriage, they'll have a very hard time, if not impossible time, bonding to their husbands. God told us to flee fornication because it's a sin against our own body. And he commands us for many good reasons, and I'm finding out more reasons all the time as I grow older. The blessings of saving yourself for one man. My mom told me when I was young that I wanted to be able to stand in front of the man I was going to marry and tell him I was going to save myself for him. This made sense to me from a young age. I wanted a godly man. I wanted a solid marriage. I wanted a good marriage. And so I did that. I saved myself for marriage. And I've been married over 42 years. I'm very bonded to my husband. Even when we were going through hard times, I was very bonded to him. I never wanted to have sex with anyone else. I've never had sex with anyone else. I don't want to have sex with anybody else. And he feels the same way about me too, by the way. So being virgins at marriage is a wonderful blessing. Women, teach your daughters this. If you weren't, God is a God of forgiveness, and he makes all things new. Doesn't mean you won't suffer consequences of your sins, but you can still have a good, strong marriage. But teach your daughters from your mistakes and how it isn't good. There's comparing, there's diseases, there's abortion, so many things that come from fornication. Yeah. So teach your daughters and your sons to be virgins until marriage, because God's blessings are abundant. His ways are perfect. We must.
All right. She's about to get real Jesus-y, so I don't need that.
I know.
Yeah, I don't need that. No, it was basically the pair bonding part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically the pair bonding part of it. Now, listen, there's aspects of that. That I question. I mean, there's some practical things, right? There's some practical things. Okay, if you got some indoctrinated girls and you're marrying them off in arranged marriages and just sending them off with a dude that's the only dude they've been with, that's the only thing they know, and if they stay isolated from the Western world and everything, then that's just going to be the dude that they're going to be bonded and connected with. Shout out to the Taliban. They run a system similar to that, and that's that. And that's that. But it is oddly enough, you're the only one here because I know you like to speak on that pair bonding and the spiritual aspects of that and all of that. So
right.
So you got the floor on that. So go ahead. I take it you in 100% agreement with the lady was saying.
Yeah. Not 100%, but I do agree with a majority of what she says. I've kind of followed her for a little while whenever I was in the conservative space, and what she's saying, although she's not okay, she's using the right scientific word, oxytocin, of bonding.
I like it. I like it when they talk about the scientific
chemical.
aspect of it. It's neurons
Yes.
and chemicals that fire that tell us certain things,
Dopamine,
make
all
us think
that.
certain
Right.
things, dopamine, they make us feel stuff. I
Mhm.
get
And
that part
so
of it. I get that part of
yeah.
it. So yeah.
And that part of oxytocin, actually, that's what most people get bonded to, that person who they keep on going back to. And so in order to be as pure as you can't be bonding it with so many people, especially with women. And women, here's what
Hold on, what do you mean
happens.
by being as pure as you can? See, that's where we
Uh-huh.
went from
Yeah.
scientific language to spiritual language. And
Yeah.
that's
So
why I
with
glaze over in
purity,
these conversations because
no,
people
okay,
be
so
mixing the science and the religion together, and I don't like that.
right.
But go ahead.
No, it's actually, in what I mean by purity is mainly with women. When they sleep with multiple men, there's something that what happens is that every time they're sleeping with them, there's a oxytocin. Like there, everything is just hitting. Like one guy oxytocin, another guy. So it becomes like a drug. And the more they have, the more they will keep on going. And sometimes that oxy with one guy isn't hitting the same way. So they go to another guy that gives them a little bit of a bigger dose. And so it becomes more of an influx of oxytocin. And so those type of women, it's really hard for them to pair bond because they've had so many variety of oxytocin. That's how I kind of imagine it. And so in order for a woman to actually be bonded to that one guy, they have to actually stay with that one guy for a period of time for the oxytocin to actually recalibrate back to that person. Now, do I think it's impossible? No, it's just it comes to back to self-discipline. Some women have to learn how not to sleep with so many people, but the other thing that's also you have to consider, if a woman is on birth control, that kind of hijacks all the chemicals. And so most
Really?
of the time, I don't know if you y'all remember this, but Kevin Samuel used to say that if if you are going to be serious with a woman, make sure she's not on birth control. There is a reason why, because scientifically speaking, there are actually a couple of journals which were written and saying that women who are on birth control, they would choose a guy, but their body is kind of mimicking pregnancy, and so if they're on out of birth control, they won't be attracted to the guy anymore. And so their body and our pheromones change, smells actually change. So it's best, if you're going to choose a woman, make sure she's not on birth control, at least for a long period of time, so that she can know if she's actually attracted to you. And
So what
so
you're saying,
if
their
women,
personality, they go through some bodily change, and that cause some personality change. So when they get off the birth control, they practically not even the same person no more.
correct,
The
because
only
of the
thing
hormones.
analogous that I could say is that women, when from pregnant to not to not being pregnant to not pregnant again, can be two different people. Is that sort? That's
Yes,
sort of what you're talking about. And so,
yes,
and the
and so
birth
does birth
control sort
control,
of sends
does the same thing.
their body through the same type of
Mhm, mhm.
metamorphosis, so to speak,
Yep,
to where
yep,
you dealing with a completely different chick who on
yes.
birth control versus off birth control.
Without birth control. And
Yeah,
so
and
that's why it's really very it's important. And the reason why we are having so many problems, especially with women, modern women, is because of that birth control. They don't realize it, but the moment they get off of it, they will be able to be a little bit better and intuitively know everything that they're going through. But as long as they're on birth control, whether it's for medical purposes or for protection, they're going to be different people. So it becomes a really hard roller coaster ride. But it's up to the guy to choose the woman properly, and that's why Chaos was always saying, "Don't choose a woman who's on birth control."
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can
All
choose
right.
her if she's not on birth control, and then if she goes on birth control, just know, you you might get a different person, and she might not be attracted to you while she's on birth control.
Did I say neurons that fire together, wire together? Okay.
hmm
Okay.
It's
All
that
right. Yeah.
oxy.
Thank you, RM. Thank you. We needed that. We needed those words of wisdom. LAR in the building. What's going on?
How y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Doing good.
Putting you on the spot. You meet the wonderful girl. She seemed like the girl of your dreams. She a virgin. She's saving it till she married. How long before you tap out? And just and you know, you try you gonna shotgun it. You go that's what's embedded in the title when I say don't no dude want to deal with a virgin. I'm saying that we are trained in this modern market to where if we messing with a chick, it got to be going down relatively soon. We ain't believing or accepting no I'm a virgin. It was like she giving you an IOU that you just supposed to just wait and just wait it out with her. It's like dudes ain't hanging on or waiting around for it. So it's like it's almost like a null and void proposition. The chick even telling you she a virgin. But what you doing? You meet a virgin today and you like her. Which you meet a virgin. You know she's saying she a virgin, and you like her. What are you doing with that?
When I was younger, I wouldn't date virgins.
That's sort of my point. I made that point. Yeah.
Now that I'm old, if you're a virgin, now she lying. But at my age now, but if you was to date a virgin, how long would you wait? I mean, how long would you wait for her? Because you gonna still be dating a non-virgin.
Oh yeah. No, that's a way. That's a work. That's a good workaround. You can be her no sex buddy for for a long time if you get some other sex from somewhere else.
You really can't be unfaithful to a virgin.
Right.
So
yeah. Yeah, that's a.
What would she get mad at anyways?
Yeah,
she can't because she can't get. She's not giving it up. So
you cheating on me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're a virgin. You can't be cheated on.
She has to. Y'all have to actually first be playing the game with each other in order for you to cheat on said game. Y'all not even, I just gonna tell you, y'all, you cheating in a game of checkers, and y'all ain't even got the board out, ain't got it set up yet. So that's.
Yeah, it's not going down. Let it go. I mean, it's an admirable thing to be. Go ahead, be a virgin. Cool. But if I'm not and you are, well, hey, go with God.
Personal question. Have you actually been with a virgin before?
No, I didn't date virgin. I knew I actually, let me say this. I could have been in relationships with girls when they were virgins. I just wouldn't do it. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not gonna be the one. I'm not gonna. How can I say this? Poke a hole through the dam. To start this. Start this off. I felt like that wasn't my thing. It wasn't a turn on to me. It's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You don't want to inflict the pain, the first pain.
It wasn't even about the pain. It was about just flat out like.
What kind of pain you talking? Physical pain?
Oh no, all the above, from physical to emotional. No, like especially if you're not committed with them, it's just chaos you're going to start. And I think that's why men don't really want to mess around with virgins. It has to be an arranged marriage, in my opinion. That's the only way you can get a guy to actually be tied down to a virgin.
Leo Anthony Bitter says, I only think being the guy that takes her virginity is more of a big deal and would make an older, mature guy pass on her. You understand what he's saying? Mm-hmm. I only think being the guy that takes her virginity is more of a big deal.
Probably with a younger guy, but with an older guy wouldn't. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
All right, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Halfway barely. Halfway barely understood that. When we was talking about before you came up is now let Brenda sort of halfway explain this, the oxytocins and all of that stuff that fire off the neurons that's firing during sex, and the chemicals, the endorphins. And once a woman releases that, she bonds with a man, and then when she release all that with another man, then it's not as strong with the next man, then the next man, then the next man. So now we in a place where we got women who could, have sex, have a massive orgasm, and get up the next day and not care about the dude. Is that more or less that's more or less accurate to per the science or whatever the hell, Brenda, with the endorphins or whatever. That's about accurate.
Yeah, it's mainly the attraction factor, and I would even add it's really hard to even tell what women are attracted to. That's why we attracted to
I wasn't talking
everything.
about but you weren't talking about attraction with that. You were
Yeah, but
talking about
it's the bonding.
yeah, but if
Yeah.
you're talking about chemicals that fire off during the sexual act,
Encounter. Yeah.
we talking about stuff that's sort of out of the, almost out of the realm of conscious decision at that point.
Yes.
That's why people like to put it in the realm of spirituality and stuff, because we're talking about chemicals firing off, neurons firing, endorphins and all of that stuff. We're talking about somebody getting, that's why they use that term pair bonded, that sound like they're talking about Bluetooth, but they say that, she's pair bonded with him.
You get your Wi-Fi.
And they saying that that's the thing, that women today can't pair bond because they had too many partners or anything. LAR, you got anything to add on that aspect of it?
I'll say this way. I don't think most women are having orgasms like that to be able to pair bond in the first place. If they're having like orgasms, I think it's different than just having sex. So because even if a woman is a man hater, she'll still call a guy who can actually get her there. If he didn't get her there, yeah, she don't rock with him like that. But the guys who can actually get it up out of her, she's going back.
Yeah, those are the alphas. And then whenever they can't go back, they become alpha widowed. And so they'll always remember that guy. If the next guy can't hit him.
Don't be throwing manosphere language back at us. We know.
No. No, but that's the thing. Like, what is it? It's just experience at the end of the day. Some guys can hit it, sometimes some guys cannot. But women can't. We're not satisfied. And we'll never be satisfied.
All right. Welcome to the show, Edith. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, you sound like a whisper.
Oh, I was just saying thank you. I lost my voice.
Okay. Welcome back. Yes, yeah. We on the topic here. I got in the title. That's a more clips. Well, I probably played the other clip so you and LAR could hear the one that I played when it was just me and Brenda here. Says, well, the title, "No Man Wants to Deal with Aversion." In this modern day and age, what's your opinion on that? The idea, the notion, the prospect of a guy, I think some men look at aversion as a problem, a lot to deal with. They don't want to wait for it, don't want to be bothered with it. Only a certain man at a certain age who's looking to be with one woman is probably look at aversion as a thing that he might want. But I think there's a high percentage of men, just my theories on that, there's a high percentage of men who, they at a certain age, they're in their 20s, they meet a virgin. She's talking about she's saving it, she's waiting on it. They're gonna try to get it. They're gonna try to get it, but if it ain't happening, it ain't going down. They moving on. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I agree that most men don't want to deal with that, because usually people get attached. Like, nobody really teaches you about like what happens the first time. Like, no one tells you the other side of it, where you could get attached to somebody. And I know, me personally, I don't want to take somebody's virginity because I'm just too scared they'll get attached to me. So, and I was attached.
Why you scared? Why you scared about? Oh wait, hold on. What did you say?
Attached. I said I got attached to the first person, so I know like most guys probably don't want to deal with that. So.
Wait, what happened? So what was y'all like together? Did he break up with you? Was it immediately after?
No, we were together, but like to this day, I still like think about him. Like that's what people don't really teach you about that. But that's like a female side of it. The guy side, I just think like what you said earlier, where
Wait, how long were y'all together when y'all was together?
A year.
So that he was your first. Y'all was together for a year. Tell me how crazy. Okay, he broke up with you.
No, I it was distance. It was long distance. Okay.
Are you
It
about to
was
tell us you broke up with him and you got crazy on him?
yeah. Leave me alone.
You
Anyways,
can
that's
get
not what we're talking.
you
What I
can
tell you.
hold on. You can get broke up with, then get crazy. You can't break up with somebody, then get crazy.
It wasn't crazy. It was like a soul, like my soul's connected to him. Listen, I got okay.
Talking
My
about
soul
me, you
got
talking about
connected.
spirituality. I was trying not to use that. Twin flames, soulmates. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I felt. And to this day, I still feel that way. It's been like 4 years. I'm still attached. Leave me alone. I'm just going to drink my wine. Anyways, next person. No, but I do agree with you where like, yeah, guys are, older and they're not trying to like wait for somebody because people have high sex drive. Like if you want to wait, like respect that person and then move on and find somebody that's willing to have sex with you. Don't push somebody that wants to stay a virgin, which some guys try to do that. And then at the end of the day, they realize, oh, I can't get it. And they move on all upset. Or maybe not upset. I don't know. I'm not a guy.
Yeah. And
Why did
also,
you-
I would probably
Hold on,
say,
hold on. But I do want to answer one more question. You said you don't want no guy getting attached to you.
Mhm.
But why is that?
What's the question? My friend took some guy's virginity and he's like still hung up on her. Like he is crazy. Like he stalks her. He just wants her. He's not even trying to like get to know other people. He's just like stuck on her, which doesn't happen to everybody, but that's just that scares me. I don't like that.
I told you it's that obsession.
Yeah,
Some
Right.
people
like,
get
what's
obsessed
the
and we don't know what it is. And so it's
All right.
like
What was
taking a
what was
chance.
you about to say, Brenda?
Oh yeah, so I know she was saying that nobody really tells us, especially as women, what the aftermath after our virginity is taken, and all of a sudden we just lose our marbles. And so back in the days, especially in the 2000s, with songs and stuff like that, I remember like Life Jennings, I think Jennings, whenever he had the track with Lala, I think that's her name, I'm not sure, Brown, SEX, whenever they were talking, if you're going to be with him, just know he's going to take your, you have to think about sleeping with him. And then even like Runaway Love, like back in the 2000s, they really did talk about sex and not going straight to it, but actually think about like giving it up. But now, like in this modern day society, like now we don't talk about any of that. Now we're just giving it up.
Do you remember To the Window, to the Wall? Like that was the same time.
Yeah. Okay, depending on where you were. And also, yeah, in the club.
It don't matter where you were. That To the Window, to the Wall was everywhere. They was playing that on the elevator. It was
Yeah,
that was elevator music. That was everywhere.
right. But now we're dealing with the aftermath, that people being obsessed. So obsession.
A lot of these
Fatal
people
obsession
are.
sometimes.
A lot of these people are obsessed with the thought of sex. They're not actually obsessed with sex. They're not having it like that. So,
but that's the thing. Even just the thought of sex, like thoughts of actually these imaginations, actually what have driven a lot of people off the wall, because the idea of them, like the fascination of that person. It's not even the actual action. So it's like, that's why we have to talk about spirituality, like what is actually going on past science. Like, okay, we know this is happening mentally and also even just chemically, but we still even yet to solve like 90% of the brain to figure out everything that's happening.
Here's the thing though. If I would gamble and win 100 times out of 100 times, if I was to get everybody's phone in America and see if they got more Bible scriptures in their phone than they do in their history than they do porn sites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we don't even have you don't even have to have the imagination of sex anymore. All you gotta do is pick up your phone.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right there.
And
All
so
right.
what happens?
Sir Jack Mehoff, KBE in the building, says 18 to 21-year-old virgin, hell yeah. 30 to 40-year-old virgin, hell no. Yeah, yeah, 30 to 40-year-old virgins, yeah, that don't exist. It don't exist. It's barely the 18 to 21-year-old nowadays. That barely exists. That barely exists in today's
Right?
world. So
They're out here losing it 15.
RM said Bernard Raleigh hates. Don't hate, but she says hates that mystical woo woo obi-ya I don't know how to say that word. Obi-ya spiritual stuff. Okay, now right there, see how you got the wizard and the little wand, looking at the emojis. Like some people get on that with it, where it's like they practically doing cantation spells and all kind of stuff. That's how people be talking. Sometimes they be sounding like that to me when they get too deep all up in the spiritual stuff. But anyway, let's move on a little bit. Got a few more clips. Kind of switching gears. We may come back to the main topic in the title. We're almost 40 minutes in. Let me get something else in here. Now, this is sort of a juxtapose, whole separate view on looking at women and how they operate nowadays versus the virgin. But this is I think this is more accurate to where they really at.
So, I with my husband for years, not really happy, but dealing with it, and caught him cheating for the third time. And so I decided to let loose and let it out. And in a 4 or 5 month span, I slept with literally 20 different men, just to kind of get all the frustration out and let it out my system. And then after that, I felt better. I mean, it's like a year later, we're back together. We're fine now.
It took 20 dudes for them endorphins to kick in, Brenda. Is that how it worked now? You gotta
She had to let it out of the system. She's for the streets.
It took 20 dudes for the endorphins to build up for her to be like, ooh, woosah. All right, I'm good. She let out some woosahs after the 20th dude. Let's first things first, and I can't even remember what else is going to happen in the rest of the tape. I'll play the rest of the tape. I do want to talk about how easy it is for women to cheat. How easy it is for women to cheat, and that's where I turn into a cynic. I understand that it's a such thing as a woman who could very well have some strong religious background. I understand there's a such thing as a woman who she just with a guy who she just high on her emotions that she got for this dude, and she just with him and she with him. I understand that some women get like that, but for most of them, it put men in a situation where the mere fact that they could snap their finger and order some penis order penis like pizza. It's like it's just so easy. Like she said, 20 in 4 months. I mean, well, yeah, like 20 in 4 months. That's hard work. Only small percentage of dudes could pull that off. 20 in 4 months. But let's talk on that. How easy it is for women to just decide, all right, I'm about to cheat and I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it viciously. Go ahead. We'll start with Brenda and work our way down.
Yeah. Well, how do I attack this? So in my opinion, I think biblically speaking, the reason why women had to be covered so much is because of that.
Nobody asks you nothing about the
No.
Bible.
Like I'm talking about like how loose we get.
You gotta sprinkle Jesus dust on everything.
Because I'm trying to look at it like, why would we do it biologically speaking? Like, why did she feel emotions and feelings? Why did she feel that she had to go sleep with 20 men? Is because eventually she was doing it based on spite because the husband was cheating, but she doesn't understand that men and women are different. But because apparently her high libido all of a sudden happened, and there's a chance that I don't know what age she was in, but if she's probably in the later stage where she hits menopause, her body is probably trying to her body was probably trying to get pregnant one last time before she actually shut it down. I don't know what she was doing, but that is just lack of self-control. But it is easy for women because we cheat. We're very manipulative, and we manipulate socially, and we never talk about what we do. We never really, talk
LAR,
like
why you
locker room
put
talk or anything like that.
LAR? Why you put Papa Swan's pizza in the back?
So,
You said it's delivery. It was delivery.
Now we gotta fact check RM bars that she trying to spit right there. Ain't that Jay-Z? She said Ghostface. Like I know what I did was whack, but Jay-Z was like, no. Jay-Z said, I know the way I'm living is whack, but you don't get a nigga back like that.
No, Ghostface said that too.
Okay, all right.
Jay-Z with a balcony.
Jay-Z said that in Song Cry. I thought she got it wrong. I don't know. I don't remember. She dropping bombs in the back. But all right. Yeah, I thought I had to be the bars police on that one. But go ahead, LAR. Your thoughts on that? The women, the easy cheating that they do. No conscious. Take 20 attempts for the endorphins to finally get the proper dopamine hit up. I don't know, but anyway, go ahead.
I'm gonna just be a stickler about it. There's actually 20 in 3 months because she had to have a cycle at least once a month. So when she was off, she was on and popping. So revenge is an interesting thing. Like she said, I'm gonna get revenge. It's the third time, so let me go ahead and almost do it 7 times more than how he did it in a shorter amount of time. And here's the thing. I don't know how to say this properly. So you think she wasn't having sex with her husband at the same time? I knew, and I told this story before. I knew of a woman who got cheated on. So she started doing the same thing this lady did. And she loved for her husband to go down on her after she cheated on him. So, to the window, to the wall, to the, her husband's throat might be compromised. So if you go down this road, anything can happen, And the best part about this is, and I hate to say this about ladies because y'all like to always play the victim. Y'all think y'all don't get caught when y'all cheating, but y'all run through so many people, not even just in a dating process. You always get caught. You always telling yourself. You think she wasn't mean-spirited in that 4 months?
Oh, yeah.
She was talking trash and leaving the house and getting her back blown out behind an IHOP.
It was behavior.
But now she's in love until he hit his phone call.
Right. Now I think they still together. I'm gonna play the rest of the clip. But Edith, your initial thoughts on what we heard here. But I think they're still together. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I don't know if it's proven, but there's a myth that goes around that when women cheat, it's for emotional reasons, and then men just cheat for sexual. But the fact is, women
she emotionally connected with all of those men before.
She emotionally connected with all those 20 men. Yeah, she did. She hasn't. I'm just kidding. The reason women will cheat is because we actually have a higher sex drive than men, especially when it comes to like the week before, like when we're ovulating, that week before our period, like our sex drives are really high. And if we're not getting that, if we're not getting that, then we're gonna go cheat.
But that's the thing, though. Like, it's funny how you're mentioning, like, oh, it is based on emotion because she did it due to spite. What is spite? Like, she was emotionally going out to cheat
So she was
because
just being
how
petty
she
about
felt
it.
because of what he did. So it's basically it's
And-
still
and it-
emotions. I don't know. It's still emotions.
I guess I see what you're saying.
You know, we
Because take
give
out
women a
emotions,
pass.
take out even the hormones. I don't think she will even be cheating at all.
20 men. She could have at least maybe 1 or 2. 20. That's
For
too
you to
much.
do that much on a
It was already a plan.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was a
kickback.
countdown. Like she was out for blood. Like
I
literally.
heard like the ending. She said, "Oh, we're back together. We're good now." I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I'm about to
That's
play
the hot
that
girl
part.
summer. That
but
is the 4 months during the summer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm 100% convinced that she did some she wasn't living on the straight and narrow before all that. So no, it ain't I ain't buying no, it was emotional reasons. It was basically when she found out about his 3, it just gave her full creative control to just do what the hell she want to do. Yeah, do it better. And that's my argument that I can do it better. Yeah, I can do it better. Y'all can order it like pizza. It's gonna be there and it's gonna be on time. And it's gonna follow whatever instructions you give to it.
Like Amazon.
I mean, technically, we could put some sauce on it that says she loves her husband because she might be carrying a you and not the father now. You know, I'm just saying. You think all them 20 guys was protected? I don't think so.
I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure alcohol was involved in it.
No, why alcohol got to be involved?
She was sober. And she's out here announcing.
She was
this
as
to the
sober.
world.
She was
She
as
knew what she
sober
was
and
doing.
clear. She was as sober and clear conscious as she is right now on that microphone.
She was intentional.
Yeah.
You know what?
All right.
That's
Go
petty.
ahead.
That's petty because if a guy said it was the alcohol, y'all wouldn't let it slide.
Nah.
Baby,
Right.
I had
Well, according to Luda, yeah, just one more drink.
I had sex with all 20 of them women because I was drunk. Yeah. All right. Let's play the
Get
rest.
out my system, and then after that, I felt better. I mean, it's like a year later. We're back together. We're fine now. But I did my ones in the system, and then after that, I felt better. I mean, it's like a year later. We're back together. We're fine now. But I did my 1s and 2s for a little while.
And he'll never know.
And I never told anybody.
You knocked off a 20-pack.
Yeah.
And she said she never told anybody.
Nope.
She just did.
Was it implied in there that she told him?
No.
Okay, so
never.
homeboy finding out right now live on the radio. Man, come on.
If he actually listened to it.
It's viral now. Somebody know her voice.
Yeah, no, her face is on there. Like, no, if your wife go viral, like you gonna know. Your wife don't go viral talking about that and you not know. No, he know now.
And she called in to brag. Well, I don't know if she's bragging, but
Yeah.
Modern
hold
women.
on, let me roll it.
They used to call you jawbone.
Right.
Knocked off a 20-pack.
Yeah.
In 4 months?
Well, she feels better.
Yeah.
So that's how many men? That's like how many men a week though in 4 months?
Man, you've done more
No,
than
I'm
that
just
with
asking.
women.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Relax.
I'm not judging. I'm just
There were these parties. A couple of those, and it's hard to say.
All right, so keep it real. Sometimes when you're with him and he's down there, do you laugh a little to yourself?
There are a lot of little jokes I have to myself now, but you know what? I'm glad I did it because I was trying so hard for so long to be good, even though I wasn't happy. And he decided when he didn't feel happy, he wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Bullshit. I ain't buying it. She was being good. I ain't buying it.
So
how did you get to 20 though?
And I let it out my
9.
system.
So basically, she's saying she was going to like swingers parties.
Parties.
Getting trained on. Like, Okay, all right.
Well, that's how she got up to
Makes
20.
sense.
It was multiple in one night. Yeah, that I guess.
But to go to a swingers party, you gotta go with somebody.
Not really.
If you're a guy,
no. Women can go by themselves.
Right.
Don't judge me for knowing the exact rules on this, but women can go by themselves. A guy has to bring somebody. A guy has to bring a chick. A guy just can't show up by himself.
But,
it's the alcohol. It was the alcohol. That's how we know it's the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't ask me how I know this stuff, but
that's why women are free, and they get in for free.
Yeah, women get in for free in places and whatnot. But it seems like every year a study come out to show that okay, women cheat almost just as much as men. Women cheat more than men. Men cheat only just a little bit more than women. The gap has closed. I don't know which one it is. If according to the data they cheat more, but my theory pretty much always will be, aside from the data, if I just had to just eyeball it, just from the mere fact that they could do it fast, quick, easy, and get away with it, I always tend to believe in this modern day and age, they are doing it more. That's my general take on that. What's your take on that? I'll start with Edith and go up. What's your take? Women cheating more than men?
Yeah, they do. We just know how to hide it better.
You saying you just know how to hide it better?
I said we, not we. Wait. I have.
You know how to hide it better.
No, I have never cheated. Okay, so I don't know how to hide it better.
I've never killed nobody. I just know how to hide the knife and wipe off the fingerprints. But I've never killed nobody.
We may know how to keep secrets. Only people will tell is probably like our friends, but then you gotta be careful about friends you tell. But the man never finds out unless you slip up. If you're not doing it right, you'll get caught. That's my take on it. Short and simple.
Right on. Go ahead, LAR. What you women, your perspective. We ain't talking about the data, what no study said. Just your opinion. You eyeballing it. Do women cheat more than men?
Women cheat far more than men nowadays. Far more. See, women cheat with men and women.
Oh, that don't count. That don't count when they cheat with women.
So they double dip.
Oh, experimentation.
Right.
Women cheat, and women cheat on girls' trips. Some of the girls they on the trip with too. Women will cheat in a relationship because they'll say it's not a relationship, but she gets all the benefits of it and goes with somebody else. So like y'all committed cheaters and non-committed cheaters, and then y'all lie and say it was an emotional thing, and I was drunk and I was high, and my feelings was hurt, and what I'm saying, he stepped on my pet hamster, so I just wound up topping the guy off in the parking lot, like, and the best part about it is women cheat more than men because it pays. Women would do it for the benefits, whether it's the straight dollars or the plane ticket or the hotel fee or help with they cheat for amenities and what you call it, it's like they got a kiddie fund for real, so they cheat far more than men. It's free to cheat. They get paid to cheat. It costs men to cheat.
Yeah. Cheating can be expensive. Brenda, your take. Women cheat more than men.
Absolutely. Women do cheat more than men just because, as Edith said, we're sneakier and we keep secrets a lot more, especially the sisterhood. And so the girls' trip, y'all would never know what it would, y'all would never know what will happen.
Oh, yes, now. We do.
But because of social media, because now girls are actually outing us, they're outing themselves of these story times or whatnot. And then on top of that, the other part is a lot of, I don't know, I spent some time on Reddit, but now a lot of men have gotten to the point that they need to be testing their children to see if those children are theirs. Because now they're starting to find out, although we look alike, you might not be mine. It ends up being like a brother or a cousin, And so But why? Because women were what? They were housewives, but they were bringing somebody in every time the husband was at work. So absolutely, they cheat more.
All right.
They're more active out there.
Game changer. Welcome to the show. What's your take on that? The women, in your opinion, not no data, no studies, just you eyeballing it, what you think, what your guts tell, what your gut tell you. The women cheat more than men.
Yeah, I think that women cheat as much as men would like to cheat. And absolutely, they cheat more than men, simply because they can. Society teaches women to behave like men, with careers and, things like that. They encourage whole phases, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I mean, you basically have a man with the same sexual opportunity as a woman. So yes, women do cheat a lot more than men.
We got pretty much consensus on that. I don't like that. I wish somebody would have went the other way. But all right, we gonna roll one more before we get out of here. This one is going a completely different angle from the main topic or the topic that we was just on. We gonna roll this one and go around the panel on this one, and then probably wrap it on up so I can go watch some playoff games.
Yeah, I can hear
engaged for the second time, and he.
Hold on, here we go.
I had just been engaged for the second time, and he hadn't had a girlfriend.
She's my first actual girlfriend.
They all are pissed off right now.
If they're all honest, they all, come to grips to the fact that I never called them my girlfriends. I was like, "You're my friend. I don't do girlfriends. I don't have girlfriends."
So you was their boyfriend, but they wasn't your girlfriend.
Not my problem.
It's so terrible.
All right. I'm going to LAI. What's your thoughts on that one, player? What you
Men with Draymond Green teeth cannot be trusted. I've learned in just different generations. I got friends that are younger than me by like 10 years, and I laughed at them when they were back in the day. I'm like, y'all age group do some retarded stuff. Like y'all we're just dating, but we're not together. But we're doing everything that a couple does, but we're not a couple. We're just like, listen, man. You can let a person, if a person can lie to you to your face and you accept it, that's a you problem. Mm-hmm. And if you can be a person that lie to somebody's face and be there and like, oh, that's their problem, you a scumbag. Because you ain't even got to do that nowadays.
I know, but hold on, but I didn't hear him say that he told these women that they was his girlfriend. He said he never told them that. He probably if they thought that. Well, I'm sorry, what?
This is mode 2.
Yeah, but you remember he wound up admitting that they thought that he was their boyfriend. And he was like,
that's where you're wrong. I wouldn't let nobody think that. I would be clear. It sounded like they assumed that that he was their boyfriend. He just never corrected them. But and he like, you never heard me say you was my girlfriend. But overall, I didn't even look at it from that. I looked at it from this angle, from the angle of men be having sex with women, and then the woman create a whole relationship in her head. Mm-hmm. And then
that's why we question.
After she create that whole relationship in her head, and then she find out she hear audible confirmation to which she should have already knew that y'all was just having casual sex, and then she react and respond to it as if he just broke up with her, lied on her, cheated on her, or whatever like that. So that's why my initial view of this, I was like, he not wrong. If they wrote a story in their head, he's not wrong. But if he was letting them think something that wasn't true, then all right, then I will reach across the aisle and say, okay, he was wrong for just letting them believe something that wasn't true. Go ahead, Ellie. Are you like trying to jump in?
little Arsenio teeth was shoplifting the pootie, as they said back in, in Jerry Maguire. He he was dirty macking at his finest. If that's because that him and her, they don't look young.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing this for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Because he looked like he'd been here before. Like they, like when did this stop? Like when he got engaged. Like truth be told, she might have to look out too. Like, well, I never said you was my wife. I said you was like. I'm just saying.
I never said you was my wife. That's a new one right there.
We engaged, but I never said you was my fiance. I just never said it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a ring, but you did not hear me. You ain't never heard me say you was my fiance.
Horrible.
All right. We'll go to Edith. What's your thoughts on that? The guy is he wrong? Do you think a dude wrong if he's on some? Hey, he with that chick, he messing with the chick. They keeping it casual. I mean, in his mind and from his perspective, they keeping it casual with each other. She believed that's her man. He okay, she can believe that if she want to, but he never told her that you my woman. Is he wrong?
I feel like that's where communication comes in. Like if people don't communicate with each other, then like everyone gets confused. Like so most of the women, because guys don't want to communicate. There's something going on with this generation where people do not want to communicate about what's happening in relationships. And then you're doing everything that relationships do, but everyone's claiming, no, we're just, what's the word they like to use? Talking. You're going on dates, you're dating, you're not talking because that's getting to know each other. If you haven't met somebody yet, then you are talking. But these people don't want to talk to each other and communicate. So that's where everyone's getting confused. And the girls are thinking, oh, I'm in a relationship with this guy. But then again, also, if he hasn't asked you to be exclusive, then don't think, don't assume that we're together. You gotta ask him, or ask him what's going on, what are we doing, so you can move on and not be delusional, looking stupid. So that's my personal opinion or take on this.
All right, GC.
I don't like that we're even asking this question, because by doing so, we are holding men to a moral standard that we obviously don't hold women. So basically, we had the question before this where we say, oh yeah, women cheat more than men, blah, 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 blah. And then we have a man that is doing something that is questionably, immoral, and we're questioning the morality of him. It's like, no, a man has every right, dare I say duty, to be as immoral as possible, as we can possibly get away with in our dealings with women. We do. How dare us? Nobody questions the morality. When we had the last question, nobody was like, well, should they? We just addressed that they do. Well, guess what? We do. We take other booty each and every single opportunity that we get, and which is far less than the opportunity that y'all get, but nevertheless, we do. And any little loophole we can get to do it, we're going to take it, and y'all must live with it. Y'all must understand that, and understand that even though you don't deserve it, there are women that do, and it will be done because it's the sins of your sister. I mean, it's not really, you could be a good woman.
Sins of their sister?
Yeah, it's the sins of the sister. It's the sins of the women that are in your sisterin. It's her fault. It's not the man's fault. It's her fault for being so damn sexy. Like that's the whole thing. It's her fault for making me want it so bad. Like, yeah.
But if you want it, you got a DTR.
DTR.
I don't know what that is.
Define the relationship.
Yeah.
So remember back in the days we used to say DTR. So what are we? Define the relationship. But in nowadays, nobody wants to communicate or even put a label on anything.
Yeah, but I think
Everybody
Game Changer's point is that y'all could define the relationship, put a label on it, but still y'all cheating more. So what the hell? That's why Game Changer is like it's scorched earth. This is war.
Yeah,
it's not all of us. It's not everyone. It's just one person. One person ruins.
No, I'm saying it's the sense. It's the
Of the
sins of your
sisters.
sister. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's
So by
because the other
association.
woman knows.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Basically, see, here's the thing. Once you create a reputation like that of being, of hot girl summer in it, what is a man supposed to do? What is he supposed to be like a decent man, knowing that we
No.
live in a world or in a where women are predatory to decent men? No. Y'all created an environment through feminism and through slut walking and stuff. Y'all created this monster, and now we're just following our penis. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's
We
what
did
else
open
can
that.
we do? I mean,
Well,
we could go to court and wind up crying like Tyrese. Nope. If we play, see, you can't play the rules with rule breakers. When in a society of rule breakers, you can't. Y'all broke the rule
Yeah.
the moment.
You said crying. You said crying like Tyrese. Hold on. All right, just had to do that real quick. All right.
No, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, there are certain social contracts that once one person breaks, it breaks it for all. For example,
Everybody.
for example, men used to buy women drinks. Why? Because a woman wouldn't accept a drink if there wasn't a reasonable opportunity for sex. She did not accept drinks from men that she had no intention on sleeping with. But now they accept it just for free drinks. And now, as a result, men stop buying drinks. Like every action has a reaction. Y'all spent the 80s divorcing niggas, and y'all spent the 90s on some, woman's
Yes.
liberation, read free pussy. Exactly. So this is what men are going to do. This is y'all bed, and you sleep in it and share it with the next bitch because y'all created this.
I
do agree.
I just realized this when GC said what he said a minute ago. I think women are just better at rebranding cheating.
Yes.
It's empowerment. It's a hot girl summer. It's a girl trip. They just
Liberation.
better at rebranding cheating. Like we just with men is cheating. It has the name cheating. We don't have no other term for it. Y'all just keep y'all like the LGBT community of cheating. Y'all keep adding stuff to it. So
I think it's because of the restriction. Like we have gotten we came from extreme, so we're going to take to the other extreme, and that rebranding of cheating has caught up to us. So now, yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. But now, although we think we're still special, we ain't special because we already broke we broke everything.
The
Women are
secret
not special
contract.
anymore. Yes.
The secret contract.
The purity
It was
contract.
a secret. Kind of like we have a bunch of secret. We don't have to put it on right, but we know that, when an elevator lands, the person that's in the elevator comes out first and the person that's waiting goes in second. We know that. That's a secret contract. A lot of secret contracts was broken by women, and now men are operating absent contracts. And the brother in the video, he's operating absent a contract. He's like, listen, I didn't say this. I didn't say that we were together. This is how I behave. The whole honorable thing of the forefathers, don't exist anymore.
Here. Fair enough. We can do the judge gaveling thing on that one. Hold on. That was we can call it right there. We can call it right there. So we're about to wrap this one on up early. I'd like to thank y'all for coming on. I'd like to thank everybody who participated in the stream, everybody who shared, subscribed, did anything to support the stream. Shout out to everybody who did super chat. I can't even check to see if anybody cashed that because I just got a new phone and I don't even got. Wait, no, I do got. Yeah, I did just put Cashapp on this damn phone. But all right, but thank you everybody who participated in this stream today. Oh wait, real quick. when I came with the main topic, well, game changer, you wasn't here during the main topic. The whole virgin thing, the whole virgin thing. No man wants to deal with a virgin. I took that in many different ways. From rather, like I've heard, people have said sex with virgins is actually bad, but that's not a most. I think most men agree that's not a problem. You work with them, you teach them, they gonna learn. They're gonna learn today. But aside from that, in general, most men walking around, they meet a virgin. I wasn't even trying to be funny, but most men, they meet a virgin today. I think they end up, most men, in a place where they ain't trying to fool with it. They ain't trying to deal with it. They may like to see a virgin, provided that she's willing to not be a virgin real soon. But far as going the distance with it, it's no deal, especially once if they talking about their virgin past a certain age. But what's your general take? I've heard your take on virgins. It's an interesting take, but go ahead. What's your take on virgins and men's reactions to virgins nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If she is of a certain age, then she's been saving it for somebody who's not me. So it definitely depends on the circumstances under which she became a virgin for so long. I remember when I was younger, I think I was like 30. I met a woman who was a virgin at 27, and I was like, yeah, that's too damn long, which means that I got to wait a long time to hit it. And it also means that if I was to do the honorable thing, marry you, she was in law school, and we were to get together, it still means that you are capable of going that long without, because I'm a bit of an asshole.
Not if if she's somebody who was having sex and then shut it down for you, and she can say, oh yeah, I've had sex before, but I haven't had sex in the last 2 years. That I'm very skeptical of messing with that.
No. What I mean is, every now and again, some women like to use sex like, oh, I'm upset, so you're not getting any tonight or something like that. And I'm the type of person to say, well, fuck you indefinitely until you open the pussy up again. So, we have a stalemate, which ends with, us giving into our urges, or her giving into her urges. But she don't have regular urges because she went 10 adult years without without giving into her urges. So she's too disciplined in that regard. So that's problematic. Now there are circumstances, and the last virgin I was with, and I was 35 at the time. I think you're like 30. There are circumstances where I find that okay, and this particular woman was into women, so she never been with a man because she spent the totality of her sex life being with women, and she was curious, and she decided, because I was quote unquote safe, she decided to use me for her curiosity, and that was a decent arrangement because she wasn't saving herself for God or something like that. I don't want to send a woman to hell or anything, but so like, no, like a situation like that is copacetic. But no, like when I was like early 20s, late teens, I really stopped with the whole virgin thing because past that stage, it becomes weird when a woman is still a virgin. So now Bernard is right as far as the then she's not a virgin. Vaginas don't count and tongue don't count. Somebody in the chat room said, listen, if she's been with women, a woman don't stop being a virgin till she get a penis in her. What are you talking about? Then she's not a virgin. That is a virgin. That's masturbation. That's not real.
All right.
Some lesbians are virgins their whole damn life.
Okay, so you consider a woman a virgin if she show up with a Audi butthole, like that thing is just blown out. It like you still calling her a virgin.
She's a vaginal virgin, but she's not an anal virgin.
I know, but do she get to say it with that type of you know how they like, I'm a virgin, like that does she get to clutch her pearls and say I'm a virgin, like that, or like
Madonna?
She a full blown throat goat with an Audi butthole. She don't get to say she a virgin.
No, I think white girls do that. I do think that
I know they do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't split hairs like that. The last woman, like I say, she was into women, but she was also the what do you call it? She was the stud. She was the stud. So yeah,
That don't mean somebody didn't use a strap on her.
yeah, I couldn't picture that. I couldn't picture, but it's possible. Yeah, like I couldn't picture like her allowing another woman because she was, you know, she used to dress like in basketball shorts and stuff. Did not carry herself in a womanly way. I will say that much. So I couldn't
It's
really
a,
picture her.
it's a whole lot of pregnant Manny Freshes running around here, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It happens.
Oh man.
That's
all
true.
Right. All right. Go ahead. No. You can go ahead. Go ahead, GC. I'm gonna read the super chats and probably wrap it up. But go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your point.
As far as the enjoyment from it, no, I never really get enjoyment from. I only been with like 5, like a handful of virgins. I never really got sexual enjoyment from it. But there is a psychological thrill of knowing, you know, that I'm blazing a trail down there. That's you know, it's a happy feeling, not the sexual aspect of it, but it's just a happy feeling of knowing that yeah, she's a virgin and I'm doing it, you know. So and yeah, that's something I like to experience. I'm in my 40s, but that's something I like to experience again. A nice virgin vagina, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it's still something that would be nice to happen.
All right. Soul T Bowles. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Excuse me. Says thine deacon has returned from the void to trolleth thine Bernard. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat, and thank you again for dropping another one on there. Wait, hold on. Well, go ahead and put it back up, RM. I was doing it and we both clicking it at the same time. All right, I'm gonna do it, and there it is. Okay, all right. So, Soul T-Ball is back here with another says Machismo TV, an ESPN version of ESPN highlights. It will be the Sphere's first late night 24-hour live show. Will live now 12 a.m. 8 a.m. EST. So, what is you saying? I'm saying Machismo TV, an ESPN version of ESPN highlights. It will be this. You gotta
late night
wrench.
Manosphere show.
Yeah, I know you already
It's
said.
an answer show about sports. I get it.
I think that's what he's trying to say. Late night 24-hour live. Drop the link to it. You got a wrench. Drop the link to it in the chat room. Drop the link to it in the chat room. Make it fast. Drop the link to it in the chat room, or I'll do it on a later date if we don't get to. If you don't, you got like 10 seconds. You got like 10 seconds. So anyway, thank you everybody for participating.
Right quick, but before we go, I want to hear what the ladies have to say to the question about the virgin.
Oh well, they already kind of dealt with that. Well,
Just rewind it. Okay.
Yeah. We already went over that, and I'm trying to get out of here.
I'll catch the replay.
All right, cool. All right, y'all, we out of here. Peace. We go.